Hello, this is Judge J, and with me today is Niggurath.
Hi there.
And we're taking a very brief look at Judge Dredd, Dredd Vs Death.
The briefest of looks is still too long of a look.
Yeah, pretty much. And welcome to the training mission. I've left this in for a couple of reasons. Control scheme, voice acting, and that very nice judge statue.
Look at that prominent stone crotch.
And guess who forgot the subtitles?
Glad you could make it for
Everybody? Well, no, I think, I don't know. I've seen a few videos of this, and some people do leave on the subtitles, but as we'll be seeing, there's quite a bit of text we'll be seeing on the screen.
Yep, and the man cannot walk over a bench. Needs his helmet.
Yes.
Maybe that's his spare.
Health meter showing how much health you have.
Yeah, he's wearing two helmets now.
Yeah, we've never seen Dredd without his helmet, so that's the only explanation.
Hits, but it cannot stand up to sustained fire. If it drops,
and as we'll see, that shield is a joke.
Yeah. But, you know, I mean, it's pretty much a shield just covering his head, right?
Yeah.
In the actual 2000 AD comics, they don't actually really have shields. It's just kind of try not to get shot because you'll probably die.
Well, maybe that shield represents the, Dredd's brass balls.
If it drops to zero,
yes,
the special
or
judicial
his
squad will
feeling
come
of
for you.
empowerment and sense of duty.
Yeah. And
just around the corner.
So, I mean, we've got a pretty intense training session coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see you get to the other side of this room.
They've set up a
by
nice
jumping
little
and crouching.
hallway of obstacles
And
that you kind of fail at.
yeah, I kind of fail at because I'm so used to control and it's shift for crouch.
Yeah, and in most games it's usually, control or C or
Yeah.
anything except shift.
And here we arrest our lovely training robot. I like to call it Agnes.
Agnes, the arsonist.
Yeah.
It's a nice alliteration.
And
Perps was that easy, Dredd.
Dredd, this is Control.
It could very well be that, in this dark future that he might have just accidentally started a kitchen fire, and that will cause you to be an arsonist.
pretty much, yeah, that's how it works in Dredd. And the best voice acting in the game.
Judge Bellis here.
Yes.
You're gonna show me where the elevator is, I believe.
Sadly, you don't actually get a whole lot of cooperation. They try to give you this idea of, you can ask other judges for help, but for the most part, it's just
The AI's not up to it.
Yeah, they'll follow you. Well, they'll follow a very set path down some stairs and then stand behind you and will the door to open.
You can ask judges to follow you, but it generally doesn't work very well. By the way, this training session will showcase most of the guns in the game.
Yeah, I assume that it's kind of hard to tell, but the actual lawgiver, which is the base pistol, actually has like 3 or 4 different ammo types.
6. I only show off 4.
6.
Yeah.
Return to the firing range and shoot the target.
Yeah, incendiary, high X, ricochet, armor piercing, standard. And the amazing helmet scope, and me again forgetting the zoom buttons.
So I noticed you were getting a scope there, but you're not actually looking through the scope of the gun.
No, it's helmet linked.
Test your skills, Dredd.
That's what I keep
It's
telling myself.
It's helmet linked, and that's really just a superficial addition to the gun.
Pretty much.
Hostage from the perps.
You know what else would be if they had like a little chainsaw on the front of your lawgiver? That'd be pretty nice.
What? Gears of Dredd?
10 years.
Yes. He's the cog of law.
I'm sure the Dark Judges would love something like that.
Follow me.
And
So they kept a woman in prison down here for training exercises.
yeah, she's probably serving community service. Now, as far as the voice acting goes, this is not John St. John. You may be surprised.
Yeah, it's you mentioned that this might have been some very prominent character from Star Wars.
Yeah, Robert Langley or something like that played the Nemodian senator in Phantom Menace. That's his best role, literally.
Very prominent character.
Mm.
It is the third decade of the 22nd century. Unemployment is endemic, boredom is universal, and only the judges can prevent total anarchy. Empowered to dispense instant justice, they are judge, jury, and executioner all in one. The most feared and respected of all the judges is Dredd. He is the law.
You are adoring public. Dredd, you gotta stop holding your fan club meetings outside City Hall.
Dispense with the wisecracks, Anderson. Tell Dredd what you just told me.
The precogs at Psi Division are predicting a terrible plague.
Dredd, the last thing this city needs is an epidemic. Citizens crammed together the way they are, it would spread like wildfire.
I'll keep my ear to the ground, Chief Hershey.
In the meantime, disperse those demonstrators outside.
Consider it done.
What a lovely cutscene.
I would kind of assume that they would have a larger demonstration in front of the building, because usually if you're going to have some, outright riots or protests against the law, you'd probably want to have a few more numbers than 10.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think the engine could cope with it.
Yeah, because usually whenever... Right now we're in Mega City 1. There's different mega cities all around the world.
Yep.
And they have massive population. So usually, if anything occurs, it always happens on a massive scale.
Yep. Riots in the millions.
Yeah, which usually, when you're walking through the streets like we are right now, it's not really showing what Mega City 1 could actually be capable of.
Yeah, although it is showing some of the prominent cultural groups, like the Fatties, God bless them.
Yes.
And... yeah, that's actually the fatty there. I think men look good with breasts.
Yes, and this is also you getting lost trying to figure out where to go next.
Yeah, that was the guy who gave us the mission. If we'd have stood still, we'd have gotten it. But who stands still?
Yeah, you had to go exploring all the intricate little corridors with robots.
Yeah, I still haven't worked out what he's doing.
That's like a pet bot, right? They have those.
They do, sort of, but they're usually a lot better looking.
But yeah, our course of action right now is to go stop some
graffiti artists.
Graffiti.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's sedition. True Thatcher politics.
Yes. Also, it's something really that Judge Dredd loves to do, is just go take care of the most petty crimes of it.
Well, all crime is important to Judge Dredd.
Yes. Even the smallest ones. Actually, from one of the videos I was watching before someone else playing this, you can pretty much arrest anybody.
You can arrest anybody, because everybody's guilty of something. And that's a plot point.
Yeah.
You can miss
the death cult.
Yeah, the death cult. You can miss that quite easily because it triggers the moment you get anywhere near it.
Yeah, and it seemed like the only way to get down to it was to take some falling damage.
There is actually a stair somewhere, but
that'll take too long.
Yeah,
you'll miss all the judgments.
And this is also a plot point. This is a main plot point.
It took you a while to find that plot point.
Yeah.
So we're inevitably going to be fighting reincarnated pets.
Sort of, yeah. And Judge Death will be in there somewhere.
I kind of like how that advertisement really showed that those people were really horrified by their pet coming back to life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Drop your weapon.
They were like, "Oh, you brought back Fluffy! Oh my god!"
What they don't show is Fluffy tearing their throats out.
Yeah, I assume that's why they don't really have any human, rejuvenation, or human regen, I suppose would be the name.
They might do, but that's giving the plot a bit too much credit.
Yeah.
Interesting fact: Rebellion actually own 2000 AD, have done since 3 years before this game came out.
And they've done some pretty good work with it.
It's weird. The comics they've done a good job with, but the game... Yeah, we're about to see the unfair side of the game.
Also, so they also own the publishing rights. I thought... I thought you just meant they own, the video game rights.
No, they own the comic.
Oh.
Yeah!
I didn't even know that they did anything else besides video games, actually.
They own the comic, they own Mongoose Publishing, who do D20 role-playing games. And 7th Sea, I think. They own another role-playing company, Solaris Sci-Fi, and Abaddon Horror.
All well-known, not to me.
Well, they're mainly British groups. And, by the way, Bolland Plaza, Brian Bolland, 2000 AD artist. I can just imagine him screaming, being associated with this game.
He has such a lovely plaza, full of life and billboards.
And banks with no vaults.
Yeah, well... yeah. I guess we should also... you might want to point out the fact this is actually your first real firefight in the game, and
it doesn't go well.
Yeah, it's not the fairest firefight. There is, as far as I can tell, there's not really any cover.
Nope, there's no cover inside. And the shields, you may have noticed, didn't stop shit.
Yeah, I've actually been trying to figure out, your shield doesn't regen. It just seems to tick down as you take damage. You have to go to
it does regen. It's a cover-based shield, but it takes maybe 2 hits.
Yeah, because I know they mentioned medical kits in the tutorial section, but
there are none.
Why don't
they're actually unlockables later in the game.
You have to unlock health.
Yep, you have to unlock spare health.
Do they give you justice currency? Does Judge Dredd have a credit card he can use?
No. You find them in various missions, but they're often in out-of-the-way places.
So he can't take the chips out of other judges and stick it into his helmet and talk to him?
No, afraid not. Once a judge is gone, a judge is gone. And,
well, until he has a clone or some kind of evil doppelganger.
Or a sudden plot point.
What was that thing?
I got a bad feeling about this.
So, welcome to Judge Dredd, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Vampire.
Yeah, that was a pretty clear line of thought between stop the bank robbery and, oh yeah, vampires.
Well, anything can happen in Mega City 1. Yeah, the AI for the vampires is pretty much run towards stuff and hit it. They take a lot of hits, and Incendiary doesn't really work on them.
Yeah, well, I think you'll be showing that off in a little bit. I think at least you'll be changing to some other rounds, because it seems like the base round has some good output speed wise, but it just doesn't seem to do that much damage.
Unfortunately, it's still your best idea, because the armor piercing's too slow. the incendiary just means pissed off vampire that's on fire. And yeah.
So do you default with all 6 bullet types, or do you have to gradually unlock those?
You start with all 6, but they all work, and there the shield completely fails to protect my sliver of health.
Yeah, that was... I don't know, I mean, you basically have bullet sponges that do nothing but walk straight towards you, and
More vampires.
in the off chance they actually do get up to you, there's a good chance they seem to do a lot of damage.
They can do, but again, I've got a sliver of health here because you actually have to do well in that fight to do well in the rest of the mission.
Yeah, outside of... Well, I know you already had to run back to that one medical images.
I wasn't going to do that again. I'd rather face the crappy monster closet.
I'm actually surprised there are just no... I know they've mentioned, was that rock pots?
Oh, yeah, the hot pot piss take.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's no health pickups anywhere.
No, there's just the judges. I think later they actually have the medkits and high X, which is basically mini grenades. We have a lot of them per clip. Unlike the armor piercing.
Yeah, I've actually been wondering, I assume that like 09 is the number of clips you have left, but does that cover all ammo types?
All ammo types. They deplete the ammo at a different rate, but yeah.
So clips are just magical?
Yeah, pretty much. They're nano machines. Let's say nano machines for the hell of it. And
yeah, actually, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, go on. No, you first.
Were you going to talk about how these crafty vampires are hiding around every corner just waiting for you?
Yeah, just standing around. It would be better if they were, having smoke or doing things that 2000 AD vampires do, but no, they just monster closet.
Or maybe if there was more available shopping in Bolin Plaza. Because everything seems to be closed down during the vampire raid.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that everything's closed down, because... Let's just assume shitty level design, shall we?
You mean after the bank with no money or vault?
Yeah. And
I seem to remember the bank, there were also tellers just kind of standing there like nothing was going on.
Well, Mega City 1 and crappy AI. This really is a dull game.
All the fat people just trying to feign being scared, even though they don't have the animation to do so.
Or indeed any sort of capacity. I mean, can you imagine a fatty trying to run?
I assume that's what the wheel is for.
The wheel helps them, but they've got a top speed of 3 miles an hour.
Yeah, I don't know. I assume maybe if this was made later on, because what was this, like
2003.
That's pretty old. I assume if maybe they did it more recently, they could have more character models other than like 5.
Yeah. Of course, whether they'd actually do that, what with Rebellion doing AVP and Sniper, I think Sniper Ghost Warrior.
Of course.
But
yeah, as far as I can tell, Rebellion's pretty much not ever going to make anything good. Ever.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, really, because, like I said, they actually do a good job with 2000 AD. The comic's still going well, and
yeah, they're just not very good with programming or making interesting games.
I actually bought this because they did an okay job with Rogue Trooper, and how wrong was I?
Yeah, I can see some similarities in that there's a lot of this is very repetitive. Like, I mean, that entire fight we just went through was the same enemy type doing nothing but the same thing over and over and over again with no variation.
Yeah, this was a game where the multiplayer was better, but not enough to save it. And final cutscene.
Dredd, there must have been 100 vampires packed into that H-Wagon.
I'm going in.
Well, that's Judge Dredd, folks, and, yeah, not gonna let's play it.
It's so much fun.